In the city, loving life and trying to survive, but there's not enough time, and there's not enough wine in the world. Basically adulting. Basically adulting.
Hey friends, it's Erin Waddell
and Luisa Diaz, and welcome back to Basically Adulting.
Shout out again to Leighton Fields for singing our introduction song.
Yeah, guys, go check him out on the Insta.
The Insta.
The gram, whatever y'all are calling it these days.
Whatever the kids call it, we don't know because we're old. Well, I'm old.
I'm an old soul.
You're old. Yeah, okay. You're an old soul. Years on this earth, not that old.
Yes.
All right, what are we drinking tonight?
Tonight we're drinking a Mondavian Family. It's a cab. And no, this isn't the same Robert Mondavi. This is a different Mondavi.
This is CK Mondavi.
CK Mondavi. Calvin Klein Mondavi? Who knows? We won't ever know.
Does it say on the back what the CK means?
No.
Oh. And it's a twist off, so if you don't have a wine cork, easy access.
Yeah. It's a vintage 2017. I've always heard odd numbered year, like for wines, are the best.
Oh.
That's what I hear.
Interesting. Here, fill me up.
Alrighty.
Buttercup. Thank you.
I was about to sing that Buttercup song, but I don't know the lyrics.
Why don't you fill me up? Buttercup, baby, don't let me down. Na, 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 I need you.
I don't know the words.
Yeah, me either. Here, let's do a cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers to episode 7.
Woo!
Make eye contact with me or you have really bad luck.
You didn't make eye contact.
I just... I don't need that bad. I don't need that bad.
You know
luck.
what I think it's like funny?
Tell me.
It's like when these like wines, they tell us like, oh, it's got a rich cherry and blackberry flavor. I'm like, I don't ever taste that with an oaky finish. I'm like,
it's not like when it goes down, but like whenever it's like the
an aftertaste.
Yeah, that's when you taste the flavors of any type of drink, like whiskey, gin, vodka. I mean, not that vodka's like, I guess like infused, like if it's like a berry flavored vodka, like if you were to like drink it and then breathe out, like that's when you taste it.
Look at you, you're a pro now.
I learned a lot at the distilleries and shit. Okay, so last episode, 3 topics were chosen. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So the topics were from my mom, Diane, dating in Dallas, which will give you an update on our dating life. And then another topic was from my dad. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What the
Even the cat
fuck was that?
Stopped.
Alright, well someone might be getting killed outside. We don't know.
That was terrifying.
Should we go check?
They both stopped.
Let's go check outside.
Yeah, guys, pause.
Alright guys, we checked it out.
No one's dead.
It looked like it was just a moving truck and they were like closing the
door,
the back of the door.
Yeah.
So, but don't know what's inside the moving truck. Could be a girl. Don't know.
Or people.
It could be
things got dark.
A lot of things. Okay, so where were we? So we'll give you
an update on our dating life.
Yes. And then my dad, his topic was how to deal with your parents, which we kind of like talked last week about communicating with your parents or like how to communicate with your parents. But my dad wants to get, like, really deep. He wants to get, like, how to deal with your parents when they get a divorce, when they start dating again, and when they get old.
Yeah, this is really deep, guys.
Like, what the heck, Dad? But very relatable topics.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a majority
I feel like they
of
sneak up on us.
people nowadays have divorced parents.
Yeah.
Or people are going through divorces. Like, they're more frequent.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that will be beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
And then Fernanda's husband, Mauricio, his topic was, what was his topic?
His topic was... Shit, guys.
Oh, you put it back in the bowl.
His topic was how... No. I'm sorry,
Why did
guys.
you put it back in
I
the bowl?
don't know. His topic was, does this still apply? Should a man provide everything for his wife, or should work be split 50-50 between each other? Ooh.
Well, I'm just going to say that we don't have any experience in this.
Yeah.
But we will give our
We'll give our
opinion.
2 cents.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we can start with life updates.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I always start with life updates. Why don't you start?
You want me to
this
start?
time? Yeah.
All right, guys. So I went on a date
Ooh.
yesterday, which is Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
We're recording this on a Monday. So.
Yeah. It went really well. This date really came not out of the blue, but I was talking to this guy. I met him on Hinge. We're gonna call him Woody because he's a woodworker.
Ooh.
God, I hope he never listens to.
He's good with his hands, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was just one of those where we conversed through Hinge, and I didn't really think I'd get a date out of it, but I did.
What'd y'all do for your date?
I actually went over to his place, and he's new to the state, so
Okay.
I welcomed him to
What'd you do at his
Texas. We just chit-chatted. We drank wine, got to know each other. He doesn't have a TV, so it's not like we sat down and like immediately watched
like
TV.
you didn't Netflix and chill.
No, we did that later, but with his laptop.
Oh, with his laptop.
Yeah.
Damn.
But no, he ordered pizza. It was like a really good date. Like he could keep up the conversation. Like
That's
we
good.
had the same interests.
Does he like pineapple in his pizza?
No, he doesn't, but he says that he's okay to eat it. You know what he said? He said that it's just too sweet. I'm like, you're not having the right kind of pizza.
Yeah, that's why you get like pineapple and like
Pepperoni.
because it's like sweet and spicy.
Yeah. And then you can add extra cheese if you want.
And like just pineapple on pizza is so good.
You know what really like kind of threw me off?
What?
I don't like people that just eat cheese pizza. And he's one of those people, like, no toppings.
You like Tammy. She only likes cheese pizza.
Yeah. Like, that kind of freaks me out.
I agree.
You know, like, as an adult, you should be able to eat multiple, like, at least pepperoni.
Yeah, but like Tammy, for instance, like she doesn't eat anything else on her pizza except for cheese. But she's also like one of the most pickiest eaters I've ever met. Like she doesn't like vegetables. She doesn't like anything green. Nothing like green grapes.
Not green grapes.
I know. And I'm like, those are the freaking best grapes.
Those are the crunchiest ones.
Yeah. And then like she doesn't like anything green. She told me this like, I mean, I've known that about her, but she like reaffirmed it to me this past weekend that she doesn't like anything green. She will eat a zucchini.
Okay. How
But
about like a stuffed poblano pepper?
Definitely not.
Really?
She probably doesn't even know what
How
that
about
is.
a tomatillo sauce?
Probably not.
Oh, I'll get her.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, guys, the date went well. Haven't heard from him today, but
You know, it hasn't
okay.
even been 24 hours.
Yeah, it hasn't even been 24 hours. But yeah, he was really sweet. He was very polite. He was a gentleman.
That's good.
We did kiss. He did ask.
Chivalry is not dead.
Chivalry is not dead, ladies.
What else have you been up to?
I've also, guys, per our last podcast, I have been staying in and saving money. So it's a little lonely at times. Sometimes I'm like this past weekend, I'm like, am I turning into a hermit? Like, I only went to work out, and I'd come back and like snack or something on like cheese or like turkey or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'd binge watch TV. And I'm like, I worked out, but
is it really productive?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need weekends like that, though, where you can like recoup and like just relax your body.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like we're just go all the time.
Yeah, I can tell you, like, I felt very like off. I was like, I feel like I should be doing something like productive, but I cleaned the kitchen.
But like today, going back to work, did you feel like more like relaxed and like rested?
I did. I felt very chill, very mellow.
Yeah.
I felt very mellow.
I feel like that sometimes you just need to do that.
Yeah. And I also felt like I feel very restless at work since we have like our work conference coming up this week. So Thursday and Friday we'll be having like a conference, and Thursday we'll have like this dinner. And so like we're all kind of excited for that.
So it's kind of chill at work right now.
Not really. Like I told you on Friday, it's like Friday was a calm before the storm, but it wasn't really calm at work on Friday. Yeah. So like tomorrow it's going to be a little bit more hectic, like preparing for everyone's arrival on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
I like that stuff though.
So that's what's been up with me.
Cool.
How about you?
Well, this past weekend I celebrated Brittany's birthday. We went out to, they made a truck yard in the colony.
No.
Yeah, it opened like 2 weeks ago. So we made our way out there, which was actually pretty cool. We met Tammy and Katie out there and just chilled. But they have like food trucks everywhere, and like it's just like table, like very relaxed. Like you can bring your dogs, and so it was really fun. And then after that, we went to Scruffy Duffy's over in Frisco. The crowd there is like pretty like young.
Yeah.
But it was still a lot of fun. Saturday night, we went, we had dinner at Marty B's over in Bartonville.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was super good.
I've heard it's like really good. My mom's been there. Everyone I know that's over there has been there.
Yeah, we should go because it's super good. It's like barbecue, and just the atmosphere is really cool.
They have like live music too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we stayed there, had a couple drinks there, and then we went to Electric Cowboy, which is this country bar in Louisville, like 18 and up, and like we were just kind of having one of those nights where you know how you like drink and then you don't really like
it never hits you.
And you don't really get drunk, so you're just like, why am I even drinking? Like I don't even feel anything. And so I feel like we were all kind of having that feeling, and so we were there and we were like watching people. It's a very great place to people watch if you're just like bored.
I remember.
Super great place to people watch. And so as we were leaving, guess who freaking walks in the door?
I don't know.
My dad and his girlfriend.
No way.
Yes, and we were like, I have the Uber like ready to go, like on my phone, like he's probably like 4 minutes away, and like my dad walks in and he's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, we are about to leave. What the heck are you and Pam doing here? And it was weird because they were at the truck yard, and I guess I told him that we were going there, and he just like showed up, like didn't even tell me he was gonna be there, nothing. And so we had to leave because the Uber was there or whatever, and it was just odd seeing my dad at a bar that is for like 18 and up. Yeah. But anyways, it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. And then on Sunday, my brother had family day out in Abilene for his Marine thing. And that was fun. It was cool to see him like kind of in his element.
That's cool.
And show us everything that he's been working on. It was a long day. It's a very long day.
Yeah.
We left at like 8 o'clock, and I had to be at my dad's house like 7, and I didn't get home until like 8 o'clock. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it was fun. So much fun. He's lucky that I love him. But speaking of birthdays, my birthday is coming up in like 2 weeks. And I don't know what I should do for it. So what do you think?
I think you guys listening should send us some suggestions of anything fun. When's your birthday?
It's the 23rd.
Yeah,
which is
so
like
anything happening that weekend that you guys know that's like fun and different from just like going out.
Yeah, like I feel like we do a lot of like dinners and then going out, and so I kind of want to like change it up a little bit.
Yeah,
like, there's an event or I don't know.
Yeah, like costume dress ups. Like we love dressing up.
Yeah.
So there was something.
We just
guys.
like to have a really good time.
Yeah, we do.
So suggestions, please.
Yeah, email us, DM us, whatever way you feel contacting us, send it our way.
Agreed. We need all the help we can get.
Yes.
So that's like my life update. Oh, I do have a date.
Oops. Cheers, guys.
I do have a date tomorrow. So
yeah,
I
what
guess
are you guys doing?
Taco Tuesday.
Yum.
But I don't know when or like what time or where, so I'm waiting on him to like message me and like set that shit up. And if I don't hear from them, then I'm going to Wine and Cheese with you.
Yeah, guys. Our apartment complex is hosting a wine and cheese night tomorrow. So I'm going to be heading over there.
We'll give you an update next week on how that was.
How that went. I told Erin I was like stalking our complex Instagram today, and when they had the mimosa brunch thing when we were going on the river, there was a lot of guys. And
Hopefully
we haven't
single bachelors.
Yeah, we haven't met anybody.
I feel like every time I step out of the apartment, like it feels like there's no one else.
Like nobody
that
lives here. Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is. Like everyone else goes to work, right?
Yeah.
I guess maybe I don't know.
Or like when I left this morning, I also heard someone like walk out, but I don't know if they were like around the corner or what.
Yeah, whenever I hear someone around the corner, I'm like, I try to like hurry up so I can see what they look like. That's super weird.
You're like, wait, be my friend.
That's super weird.
Oh, yes.
All right, so let's getting on with these topics because I feel like these are going to be really deep.
Yeah.
All right, so how to deal with parents. I mean, we kind of talked about this a little bit in the previous episode, just on like how to communicate with them. And I mean,
But we didn't really touch base on like
divorce
or them getting old and
Okay, so divorce. It's kind of cool because Luisa and I both have different experiences and different perspectives on this topic.
Yeah.
I don't know about perspectives. I feel like we have the same
perspective.
viewpoint.
We just have like we've both
different
have
experiences.
Yeah.
So my experience with divorce is kind of like very irregular and it's not very common, but my mom and dad were 32. They had me. I think they were just like dating, like casually dating.
Yeah.
And they didn't ever get married.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because the first time, well, I guess it's probably not that funny, but like the first time that my dad met my mom's parents was like when I was born in the hospital.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's that. So I've basically just like grown up with living in two different households. So I would be with my mom full time and then be with my dad on like every other weekend or whatever. And it was really helpful because they were very cordial with each other. And obviously like when I was a kid, like I don't really know what the communication was like between the two of them, but I mean, I never saw them fight. I never like nothing, like I have no recollection of them ever getting in an argument in front of me. At least if they were to ever fight or whatever, like it was never in front of me. But then I also have experience with my dad and my stepmom, ex-stepmom now, and seeing that whole thing play out like in my brother and sister going through that and like the pain that they went through.
Yeah.
Which was really hard, like, cause for me, like, it was like, yeah, it's not a big deal. Like, you just go and live at your mom's house and then you go and live at your dad's house. Like, it's like, it's just like the way of life for me.
It was normal for you. Yeah.
And so, they struggled a little bit, and sometimes I think that they still do, but, it's hard when, like, as a kid, like, you feel like you're being put in the middle, and there's no, like, easy way to go about that. And I feel, like, even now sometimes, like, I'm very lucky because, like, as an adult, like, you want to spend the holidays, like, with your parents and your family, and not having your parents, like, not be together, automatically, it's like you have really to spend 2 Christmases every holiday. My situation is, like, completely crazy because my parents get along. Like, my dad comes over to my mom's house and is included in our dinners and like holiday dinners and lunches and whatever. So it makes it easy on me, and I don't feel like I have to split my time between the two. And ultimately, like, the original situation probably, like, wasn't ideal, but looking back, I don't think that I would have had it any other way. Like, it's probably, it played out the best that it could possibly be, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you had, like, not the perfect, but it was handled very maturely. Yeah. Like, my parents were never married. They were just, like, together. I'm not
really?
They were never married. I don't want to get into it in case someone's listening.
Okay.
But, my parents never married, and it just got to the point where they were never happy with each other. Like, I can tell you, like, growing up, like, I wanted them separated because it just wasn't healthy. Yeah. I hated it. Like, when my dad would travel out of town, best time of my life.
It's like a relief.
Best time of my life because there wasn't anything they could fight over.
Right.
And so they recently just separated, like, maybe 2 years ago. Worst of it, they separated, like, around my birthday. So it was, my dad didn't see it coming.
Really?
No. Like, my mom had, like, set aside, like, all her money and everything, and, like, bought a house and everything, and, like, everybody supported her. And she, like, took the big step and was like got all of her stuff out.
That's so, like, as hard as that is, it's very, like, brave for her to be able to do that.
She was scared. She had her best friend. Oh, she had her best friend with her, and she had, like, sent my brother away. Like, I just didn't want to be involved because I just didn't want the tables to be turned.
Well, and you don't want to be put in the middle.
Like, it's hard. It's hard because it didn't affect me as much as it would, because I told my mom, like, as long as whatever you're doing makes you happy, like, and if you guys being separated, like, makes you guys live happier lives, and like, go for it. Yeah. But it affected my brother more because he was living with them. Yeah. And sadly, like, my dad would try to, like, pin my brother against my mom. Yeah. And, like, that wasn't healthy at all.
I think that's very common. Like, I don't know if it's because, I don't know if parents, like, mean to
like
do
a
that.
Fear. It's like a fear of being like, picked over the other or something like that. And my mom was, like, very mature about it. She, like, took my dad out, didn't take him out to dinner, but, like, they met out at a Chili's, and, like, pretty much, like, was like, I'm leaving you, like, this isn't working out, like, this isn't healthy for us. Like, she pretty much, I remember she told me, she's like, I told him I want us to be able to get along with each other again. Like, I don't want to fight with you all the time. Like, it's not healthy for us. Yeah,
no.
And she's like, it's not healthy for the kids either, for them to, like,
to witness that.
Yeah, to witness it. And not just that, but it's like, resent, like, coming to the house because they know we're gonna fight. Yeah. And so my dad was not happy at all. Like, the first couple months, he was, like, wanting to win her back and, like, finding ways. And I remember telling him, I'm like, you're not the guy she fell in love with, or, like, whatever.
Yeah, like, you've changed.
Yeah. And
or she's changed. You know, like,
yeah.
The relationship has changed, and you're not the same person that you were 25 years ago.
And so, like, it did hurt my mom, because, like, she was like, I was blinded by love, and I, like, stayed for so long because I thought I was in love, but I wasn't. And I also, like, hindsight, they tried to stay together and make it work because they had me and my brother, and I thought that was, like, the shittiest excuse ever, because it's, like, it's why I have so many, like, issues, like, relationship issues, like, just, like, issues in general. That's a whole nother topic, guys, but I have so many issues because it's not that I don't believe in love. Like, I had perfect examples from, like, close friends and stuff of what love is and, like, what it can be like. But, like, with my parents, it's just, like, that trust issue of, like, letting somebody in and then that person turning around and using it against you. And I think that's, like, the worst thing to witness.
Yeah.
So they're fine. They don't talk much because nothing goes anywhere. So I'm, like, the medium. But my brother, like, at the beginning was very, like, manipulative. Like, my dad would give him money, and then he'd go and run to my mom and be like, oh, I don't have any money. And then she'd give him money, and then my dad would be, like, all pissed. He's like, I just gave him $200.
Yeah.
And then I would give the kid $20. And then come to find out this kid's rolling in dough. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Like, how did you get that money? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've had my sister does that sometimes too.
So it's just, like, communication, and it's just something they don't. My dad can't handle very well.
Yeah.
He loves family, but he's weird. Very weird. Because he has this fear that, like, me and my brother, like, we only pick our mom and, like, stuff. But it's because, like, my mom never, like,
made you choose.
Makes us choose. Like, she's like, if we go over to her house, we go over to her house because we want to. And, like, we don't feel forced to.
Yeah.
Compared to him, it's like you feel like you have to go because he makes you feel bad. Mm-hmm. And that's not the greatest feeling. So
no. You're like, the only reason why I'm here is so I don't have to deal with this later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
fun.
my experience on it.
Okay. So since we've both had different experiences, what would you have told your parents?
I remember, like, picturing myself in my head, like in the movies when you, like, you go and do something and then you flash back and, like, you're in your body and, like, that didn't happen. Like, I used to picture myself, like, yelling at my dad and be like, stop, like, just let it be.
Yeah.
But he's just very, like, no, I'm sorry. Like Ross in Friends. When he's apologizing to Rachel. Yeah.
Rachel?
Yeah. Rachel. And he's, like, hugging her and stuff, and, like, he's crying, and it's just very, like, it's probably why I don't cry a lot, honestly.
Yeah, you're like, you're faking that shit.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, you're a sociopath. No, I'm just kidding, Dad, if you're listening.
Just kidding, I love you.
Just kidding. But, no, like, I would picture myself being, like, because there are times my mom would be like, I'm going to go, like, I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
And my dad would be like, no, like, you can't take my kids, like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And, like, I wish, like, for a minute he would stop thinking about himself and, like, think about me and my brother.
Yeah.
Because, like,
and it's funny because he probably, in that situation, was thinking he was doing
helping
the
us,
best thing with y'all, like, them staying together.
Yeah.
And not really even thinking about how the fighting and the bickering and all of that, like, negative energy was affecting y'all. Yeah. And that's really what has an impact on y'all. It's really not, I mean, like, divorce is, like, a really sucky thing, but
it depends on, like, how they handle it. Like, if they handle it in a very, like, public manner, it's gonna, like, me and my brother, like, got really aggressive at one point. Like, I remember just, like, shouting at times, and I'm like, this is not fucking funny. Like, you, like, and he gets mad now because something we talked about in the last episode is like working on our tone. And sometimes like I cannot control my tone around my father, but it's because I get defensive in the way he speaks sometimes. And then he'll whine and be like, why do you speak to me this way?
And it's like his tone to you but also triggers something for you to react the way that you do. Not saying like whatever you say is correct, but like it's all a communication thing, and like open communication in a positive way, and like I'm going to tell you how I feel, and this is like why I feel that way, and not I feel this way because you caused me to feel this way. And that's how a lot of people try to communicate, like when they're fighting or
it's like
whatever. It's really like, this is how I feel and this is why.
It's like it's a learning, like that's what I tell my dad, because he'll be like, oh, like why do you guys, or like my mom will say it too, like why do you guys have this attitude? And I have to remind them, I'm like, this is not something it's my issue. Like I learned it from you guys. Like I watched you guys fight, so it's like that's how I know mechanism. I know how to push your buttons. Because I watched you guys do it, and it's I'm like, it's not good. Like I know it's not good. Like it's not healthy, but it's what I know.
And that's a good point. Like as children, like I don't think that parents or even adults really know how much kids notice, and kids pick up on so much stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like stuff that you wouldn't even think that they would even notice. So that's a good point that you say, like your defense mechanism and your like the way that you react to certain things is based on like what you've learned from them, because that's a really, I mean, really.
And like I've worked on it. Like I know. Like
I mean, the first step is being like self-aware and like knowing that that's how you react, or like sometimes like you can like catch yourself like feeling a certain way and knowing like, okay, take a deep breath, like don't overreact, you know, and like if you actually think about it,
we both need to cool off, like we just need to talk about this like another day or whatever.
Right.
And so it's really like my advice to parents, like going through divorce, whatever age your children are, whatever, don't do it publicly. And
I would just say like be as cordial as possible. Like both, I get that one party may not be happy as like relieved as the other one, but like what's done is done, and you can't force someone to be with you. And you being resentful and hating that person, I mean, you can be hateful if you want, but like don't bring it around your kids.
Because it affects you in the long run.
I also think just being hateful in general is like not a good thing.
No.
So try not to be hateful.
No, it takes a lot on your heart, guys.
It takes so much energy to hate someone.
I just don't understand those people that go on, like, they just wake up angry.
Like, sometimes, like, I have a bad day, but I
still see the rainbow.
See the light.
Yeah.
See the unicorns flying around.
Always reach out to your kids.
Yeah, keep that line of communication open.
My dad struggles a lot. My brother's a very, like, closed person, and he just doesn't talk to anybody. So just always reach out. Like, don't expect them to talk to you, because sometimes what we want as kids is to know that you're still, like, even if we're out of your house, that you still care. Like, reach out to us. And
well, and that's something like my dad, I think, is a little like struggling with, not so much right now, but like previous, like even just within this last year, with my brother, just because of the divorce. Like, I think my brother is very close with his mom, and my sister is too, but I think like my brother and his mom have a really like different relationship than like my sister and her mom. But he's definitely a mama's boy. And he obviously loves my dad, but I feel like my dad kind of had a guilty feeling for not always being there. And so like now he's like wanting to make it up to him and like showing him like I'm here. I will help you do whatever I can to, like, make you succeed. And I think the reason why he's, like, pushing it so hard is because he doesn't want him to feel like he doesn't want him to feel like he didn't do anything, you know? And if Mason decides to do whatever he decides to do, like, my dad will be there 100%, but he wants to give him all the opportunities that he possibly can. Yeah. And then I tell him, like, he's an adult now. Like, he can make his own decisions, but my brother has to choose what he wants to do. And sometimes it takes a little while for you to know what you even want to do. Yeah. But I feel like my dad, like, pushes him so much that sometimes they just, like, clash, and they both argue the exact same. Yeah. And it's all about the tone. Yeah. I swear by it. Yeah. It's, like, a little redundant at this point, but seriously.
Before we end with this divorced parents, something that, like, always sticks to me and something I, like, always told my dad when my parents separated was, I don't know if, and Mrs. Doubtfire happened to always be playing, but that movie, like, is, it's, like, in the end of the movie, and Robin Williams is on the TV show, on his Little Miss Doubtfire TV show, and this little girl writes in that her parents are divorcing, they were always fighting and stuff, and she just doesn't know what to do. And the scene always sticks to me because what he says to what he responds to the little girl is very true. And I've pulled up the quote right here.
What does it
say? And he's whatever. Mrs. Doubtfire says, you know, some parents, when they're angry, they get along much better when they don't live together. They don't fight all the time, and they can become better people and much better mommies and daddies for you. And sometimes they get back together, and sometimes they don't, dear. And if they don't blame yourself. Just because they don't love each other anymore doesn't mean that they don't love you. There are all sorts of different families. Some families have one mommy. Some families have one daddy or two families. And some children live with their uncle or aunt. Some will live with their grandparents. Some children live with foster parents. And some live in separate homes in separate neighborhoods in different areas of the country. And they may not see each other for days or weeks or months, even years at a time. But if there's love, dear, those are the ties that bind, and you'll have a family in your heart forever. All my love to you, Poppet. You're going to be all right. And I think that's very true. Like, no matter, like, your parents may be separated or whatever, but it's like the love that they have for you, that, like, really just, like, reassures you that everything's fine. Like, just because they're separated doesn't
it's not
change
about
anything.
You.
Yeah.
It's not about you as a kid.
As a child.
It's never your fault.
No.
It's always...
It's them. Like, it's their relationship, and sometimes they don't work out, and that's fine.
I agree. So, let's say that your parents are divorced, which they are. Mine are. They're not divorced, but they never got married, so they're not together.
They're separated.
Yeah. But they start dating again. Like, how do we
go about handling...
As children, how do we even, like, cope with that as our parents, like, start dating again? Yeah. Honestly, like, so when my mom, I never even knew my mom was dating anybody really until I feel like she got married. Like, I know that he was, like, kind of, like, around, and then, but I never, like, put two and two together because I didn't even, like, really know what dating was at 5 years old. So I was like, yeah, whatever. And then, like, they got married at 8. Well, not 8. When I was 8. And, like, my mom and I had moved back from Houston. And, like, at that point in time, like, I kind of figured out that they were, like, together. And then, my dad and my stepmom, like, they had been together. Like, got married when I was 5. But they had been dating since I was like a baby, like less than 1. And so that didn't really ever like even faze me, because I really think that if you do get married and then you do get divorced and you do have kids, when you start dating again, like, don't even introduce people that you're just like starting to talk to, because who knows where that's going to be. Like, build the relationship, like, be very confident in your relationship before you introduce your children, because your children are already fragile. As a child, like, you're already going, like, your parents are already split. Like, you're going through a big life change. Your mommy and your daddy are not together anymore. And then your mom brings home, like, multiple people. Like, that just confuses you as a child. Like, you're like, okay, well, you used
like, you
to
think that's
love,
normal.
Yeah, like, you used to be in love with my dad, and then now you're not. Now you're talking to all these other guys. And, yeah, and that's not...
it's not healthy.
Yeah. So my advice, and not that I don't think that this happened to me, but like, just I think that from my experience, like, not seeing that, like, I was very oblivious to everything about it. And so I think that helped me whenever it was time for my mom to get married. Like, I didn't like lash out or like hate him or you know, like the normal like kid reactions to someone that, like, if I feel like if you see it so many times, like, you feel like oh, they're not gonna last, oh, they're not gonna last, oh, they're not gonna last. And so, like, it had obviously been going on for a while, and then until it got serious, that's when I met him. And or he was like brought around like when I was like as a friend, so like you could, like, I could get used to him, or you know, I don't know, I don't really remember honestly, but it wasn't like multiple people were brought into my life when I was younger. And I feel like being divorced or like getting a divorce, like that your kid should be your number one priority. And, like, their mental stability should be, like...
Yeah. The top. Yeah. I have a friend that's, like... Wow. I don't know if you guys can hear. Wow. She never married, but she had a kid with this guy, but she's... what I applaud her on is she's always been very careful around who she brings around her kid, because... they're very... it's not influence. I don't know how to say the word. I can say it in Spanish, but... Say it in Spanish. I can't... It's like at the tip of my tongue in both languages. But, I don't know. I want to say influence. Whatever. But she was very good...
know what you're talking about.
She was very good about not bringing anybody around her, like, unless she's really, really serious about it.
Yeah.
And I applaud her on that, because it's not
easy, because when you do like someone, like, I'm sure that, like, the first thing is like, okay, well, I need to make sure that you get along with my kids, or else, like, if you don't...
not just that, but I think, like,
I think the excitement is, like, where it screws people
also
over.
But it's also, like, with her, I remember her telling me, like, she also doubted, because it's, like, not that she didn't let them know, but she always kind of wanted to feel them out before she would let them know, like, I have a kid, like, I hope you're okay with that. Like, if you're still wanting to pursue this, like, that's just something I want you to be aware of.
Right.
So that's where she'd kind of go off, and she wouldn't really introduce them till, like, right before a year into the relationship, just because you never know.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to, like, bring him in and then for him to just leave,
bounce.
Yeah.
But
my experience with, like, my parents dating, my dad recently just told me he was on Tinder.
Oh my god.
And I remember, like, freaking out. I was like, why are you telling me this?
Like, please stop.
He's like, I met some really weird ladies.
Yeah.
I'm like, Dad, everybody knows to stay away from Tinder.
Tinder is not for dating. Tinder is for hooking up.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I went on some really strange dates. I'm like, oh my, Dad, if you wanted to buy a lady dinner, you could have just called me.
I will say yes every time.
Right. But I don't even want to get into it. It was so weird.
That's just a bizarre. It's just so bizarre.
But
like even thinking of your parents like being on the same dating websites as you.
I know, right?
So weird.
It was bizarre, but he's found somebody, but somebody he's known like his entire life. I have yet to meet her, which I'm okay with, because not that I don't want him to be happy, but it's just like I don't know where this is going. So
I mean, until he was like 100% certain, like I don't think that you need to meet her.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't feel like it's a necessity. Like if he's having fun, until it starts getting like super duper serious, like I don't think that you need to meet her. Yeah.
So my mom, on the other hand, she's very loving, just having the bed to herself.
Dude,
just
like
being like on her own is the main thing she's told me, because all of her friends are like, oh, you should get on Christian Mingle, on
I think going after having such a life change, you really need to take time to figure out who the hell you are.
Yeah.
Because you are so used to being in this relationship and being dependent on this other person and being in a relationship that wasn't healthy, that like you need to remember your worth and like that you are capable of doing things on your own, and you don't need someone else to live a happy life. Yeah. It does. I mean, I think that it, like, I would like that in my life, but I know, like, I can take care of myself, and you just have to come to a point. I don't think that you could ever love someone until you love yourself. Yeah. And after a divorce, I don't think
you should jump into
another relationship. So definitely
she's really into just like enjoying, like spending time with her friends, going out, and like she's gone to more concerts than I have in the past year.
Heck yeah.
She's enjoying it, and she's like, if I want like all her friends are like, don't you want somebody, like blah blah blah, and my mom's like, no, like I don't want somebody else to take care of.
You know what? She needs to come out with us sometime. We can go have a night on the town.
Out on the town.
Yes.
Night on, I don't know what I'm saying. But I did tell her, because she did text me call me a while ago, maybe like a couple weeks ago, and was like, oh, I'm getting a friend of mine got on, what's it called? Like Plenty of Fish or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I started reading the reviews, and it's like people just get scammed there. And I was like, Mom, please do not sign up. And I remember like talking to her, and I was like, Mom, like whenever you wanted, like whenever you're ready, or like whatever, like call me, like I'll help you make a Bumble, because you have control. Like you don't.
That's what's good about Bumble.
Like you can. I told her, I was like, you can swipe on anybody, but that doesn't mean you have to message them right away, and that's perfectly fine. So yeah. But she's fine, just being on her own.
She is
with
living
the dogs.
her best life right now.
She's living her best life, going to concerts.
That's
doing her own shit.
I feel like this one will be kind of short, because we obviously haven't like had to go through this, but I've seen my parents go through this. Like when your parents get old. Yeah. And
it's scary.
Literally scares the shit out of me. Yeah. Like just the thought of not even like having them around someday. Like I
don't even know like how
I just want to like freeze time and say like, no, you're gonna stay here forever. Yeah. It's so sad. Like I don't want to think about that. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just crazy because it's such a surreal thing, and I honestly don't think that anyone could prepare for like having to take care of your parents as a child.
It sneaks up on you too.
Yeah, like they're fine one day and then I don't know. It's very scary because like when I was younger, my dad had a heart attack and then like he's fine obviously, but he hasn't been going to regular checkups and I'm like, Dad, you're almost 60. Like you need to go and get everything checked out. Like who knows what's in, like you don't know what's inside your body.
Yeah.
And as you get older, like things are harder to fight off. If you get something and you get checked out regularly, and I know it's scary, like even as a young adult, like going and getting checkups, like I don't want anything to be wrong with me, but I would rather know what's wrong with me. And maybe this is like a woman thing versus a man thing. Yeah. But I would rather know so I could take care of it instead of like finding out like when there's literally nothing I can do. Yeah. You know? And so I don't know.
It's
I almost
really
like
scary.
Teared up right there when I was talking.
My mom went through like a health scare recently and it scared the shit out of me. Like she like fainted and like was home alone. Oh my god, she called, like she didn't tell me till the next day, but like I remember like I was tearing up. I was like, Mom, like what do you mean you were home alone? Like where's my brother? Like, and she was like, oh, I just woke up and then the dogs were looking at me. And so
like, why are you laying on the floor?
But I was like, you need to get checked. Like, this is like something I never thought I'm like, you need to go to the doctor. Like, you need to get checked out. Like, why did this happen?
As a kid, you don't think that you have to tell your parents, like, make sure you go to the doctor. Make sure you get all this stuff taken.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah. And it's very scary to even, like, think about them getting sick or something happening to them or... You know.
Yeah, my mom like just told me like 2 weeks ago. She's like, I've already like have legal papers filed. Like, I want like a DNR. I'm like, why are you telling me this? I do not want to know.
I mean, I get why. I think it's very responsible. I get that she wants
to be like prepared and stuff, so I don't have, like me and my brother don't have to be put in a position where we have to like pull the plug, because I don't think I could ever do that.
Very responsible of her.
But still, it's terrifying.
I wouldn't want to pull the plug either. I'd be like, Mom, you're living forever. Life support forever.
But it's still like, it's scary because my mom used to always, like, when my brother and I would fight when I was little, she'd be like, what are you guys going to do when I'm gone? And I would always cry. I'm like, you're not going anywhere. Shut up.
You're going to live forever.
She'd be like, I'm going to be 6 feet under. I'm like, Mom, shut up. I'd cry. God. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, it's super scary not having them. And I don't even want to, honestly, like...
I don't even
think about that. So I'm going to say we skip this topic for another day until we have more information on this, because...
A couple years from now.
I don't like it. I don't even want to think about it. Yes. But I did tell my mom that my goal is, and my dad. So since they're not together, this makes getting old and having to provide for them very hard, because I have to make a lot of freaking money so they can have separate pool houses in my house and live comfortably. Because I don't think that they would do very well if I had put them in one pool house.
Yeah, no.
One mother-in-law suite. I gotta have 2 mother-in-law suites. A mother-in-law and a father-in-law.
Right. No.
And then my husband's family, I'm going to probably have to have like at least 3 mother-in-law suites. We're just going to have like a little apartment complex in the back of our house.
Oh God. So you don't like nursing home? What's your thoughts about it?
I'm not a huge fan. Like, hopefully I'll have the means to be able to like provide for them like in-house if I need to. That's my goal, is to like be able to provide for them like they provided for me. Yeah. I don't want them to like ever feel like they're just left alone. And it's very like my grandma was put in a home or a memory care facility, and it was just very sad. Like, just going in there was like very depressing.
Yeah.
Because everyone is legit just dying in there.
Yeah.
And it's very, I feel like they would probably, I mean, this is horrible to say, but like die faster because there's no life around them.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So if I had the choice and the means to do so, like, I would definitely like bring them into my house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't really care what my husband says.
Yeah. My mom works in that field, and she's worked in it. Like, we actually lived in a house where like we were on the second floor, and on the first floor there was like, they cared for like 4, like max. And I've seen the differences. Like, I would also volunteer in a nursing home, and I can tell you, I would rather find a home like that, where they have more care, and like they're more
like focused,
more focused on like an individual. Like, they don't have 100 where they forget to change someone's diaper and they're sitting in their pee. Yeah, like they're more focused. Like, they keep track of, like, it's like childcare. They keep track of everything, and they write everything down, and they're knowledgeable, and they'll be able to tell you like their professional opinion. Right. And I'd rather have that than, because I've also seen like where people do take them home, and it just like takes a toll on like the child, because it's like, it's so hard.
You mean on the parent?
No. Like,
as
a kid,
as the
like when you
caregiver.
you take them in, it just takes such a toll on you. Yeah. Because it's like you're trying to do all your best and stuff, and it also depends on like if your parent's fine, like that's perfectly fine if they can just fend for themselves and stuff. Yeah. But it's totally different like when your parent gets diagnosed with like Alzheimer's or dementia or Parkinson's. It's very hard when they can't remember. It's totally like, it's a different ball game, and it's not easy. And I don't know.
That's when my grandma had she was 99 when she passed away.
She lived a long life, though.
She lived a very long, healthy. Like, she didn't even really start getting ill until she was, like, 98.
That's really good.
Like, beginning of 90, like, yeah. She lived a really long, healthy life. But, like, when it just kind of, like, she would fall or end up in the hospital, and it would, like, just, she would be very disoriented. And, I mean, it's hard as a kid to know what to do. And, like, I mean, you're not really a kid, you're an adult, but you're like, that's still your parent and still your mom, and
don't want to let them go and stuff. But that's why I'm kind of grateful that I've seen one side of it, like with my mom. Yeah. And like, I know like 50 years from now, whenever it does happen, or 60, whatever, however old, like, I just know to just tell them that like it's okay. Yeah. Like, you know, they're fine and they can go at peace, because I've seen where the like, I don't know, like, I just like the home like my mom works at, they're like very like religion based, and like they just like, some people like they're supposed to die in 6 months, like they're still going strong 2 years later. So it's really about like love and like the dedication that the people in a home like that give. Yeah, that can really like help a person. So that's my thoughts on nursing homes.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, you definitely have to do your research, and if you do decide to do that, but I think, I don't know, it's all obviously circumstantial, but just based on what we've both experienced and gone through, I think that's really all the input that I have right now.
But that's not going to be happening for another 40 years.
Yeah, Mom and Dad, Tom, don't even think about it.
Yeah, guys.
I don't even want you to even think about it.
Yeah, don't
even put it in the universe. It's not even a thought. No. Don't you put that in the universe. No. All right, let's change subjects, because that's making me want to cry. Yeah. Honestly. I feel like when the podcast is done, I'm going to go cry in the shower for 5 minutes. Okay, so topic 2. Mauricio. Should a man provide everything? Yes. I'm just kidding. JK.
Should the man bring the bacon home?
Yes.
Yes. It depends. I feel like it depends on the relationship.
Okay. Like, let's talk about like a generalized circumstance. Like not,
me?
Like not... Yeah, like,
not
let's talk
nowadays.
about like what you want.
Like me,
like, what do you expect in a marriage? Because since we've both never been married, we're gonna give the best advice.
Yes.
On this topic.
Like, I'm very independent, but at the same time, like, I've always been independent, and I would like to be taken care of.
I would like to be taken care
like,
of too.
I know what it's like to be independent. I know what it's like to take care of myself and shit. But I want to be taken care of. I want to be supported financially and everything. I would like my man to bring the bacon home.
Same. And I want him to love me and love the kids and spend time with the kids. And, you know.
Just.
You know.
Yeah.
Every woman's dream.
Yeah, every woman's dream. Yeah. Do I want to be a stay-at-home mom? No. But if that's a choice I come upon on, maybe I'll take it.
I think that, I mean, as a real estate agent, I already work from home. And so I like to be, like, all my friends know that I am, like, like to have my hands in, like, a bunch of different cookie jars and keep myself very busy. I've always kind of been that way. I've just liked to try new things and experience different things. And I would like a husband who can like is excited for me to take risk and not that I'm like going out and like putting $10,000 on black, but I'm like investing in myself and like trying to empower myself and my life. And I mean, as a wife, like I would do the same for him. Yeah. And just like financially, I mean, I want to be able to bring in my own, like my own part. Yeah. But like bills and mortgage and all that shit, like I feel like it is part of the man's responsibility as a husband to be able to provide. And I get that sometimes you lose your job and like times are hard and that's fucking life. But at the same time, like I want a husband who that's like very important to him is to be able to provide for his family. And so if you don't want to provide for your family, like obviously like you wouldn't be my husband. Yeah. But when it comes to, so I think what he's saying is like, well, I don't really know.
We don't really know.
Splitting everything 50-50, meaning like money-wise, I don't necessarily think so. Like I think that bills and stuff should be paid by the husband. And then like any money that the wife makes could be paid, like could pay for like luxurious things like vacation and, you know, whatever. And so like a nice dinner, you know, something like that, a birthday party. I don't know. Yeah. And, but like, I feel like depending on if the wife is like working full time or like stay at home mom, like obviously both of those are jobs, but I do feel like if your husband is like working very hard and bringing home the money to provide for you, like you can pick up the dishes and you like, I think there's a certain extent of like where there's a line. Like I don't feel like I don't think I should have dinner ready when you get home because I'm fucking busy working on doing what I need to do, taking care of the kids, whatever it may be. Like
being a mom is a full-time job. Yeah. You don't get a day off for that shit.
So I think it really just depends on the circumstances in your relationship on what 50-50 or 60-40 or whatever the ratio is on like whether that's money-wise or whether that's house chores-wise. I feel like that's really where the barrier is like
I think like my dream would be I cook dinner, he does the dishes. I do laundry, he folds the laundry.
No. I do laundry. He puts away the laundry.
That's what I mean by folding laundry.
Oh, well,
That's
he
a
could
step in
literally
folding
just
laundry.
fold the laundry and leave it on the couch. You have to
Well,
be
you know
specific.
what? That could actually work for me because when I do the dishes, sometimes like I'm very specific about like where things go. Sometimes, like everything has its place, and I feel like he would just be like, "Oh yeah, like I'll just put this."
See, I feel like if you want him to help you, you can't fucking be specific like that. And at least he's
Well, I don't have a husband right now. So
I know.
it's
I'm just
okay.
saying that
If I want him to learn,
those
yeah.
women out there that they so badly want their husband to pick up or do something that when they actually do, like, it's not ever good enough. And so the husbands like start feeling resentful and they stop doing it because all you do is like you nag at them and whine that it's not good enough. And so I completely understand why you wouldn't do it if like I tell you every single time like that's not where the plates go.
Right.
You know. I mean I get it, like it's annoying, but at least he's trying and he's trying to be helpful. So
it's really
all compromise.
Teamwork, guys. It's a partnership in a relationship, and I think that's really all it goes down to, whether it's money wise or home, whatever you got going on. It's partnership and it's communication.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's all about communicating like what you desire and him communicating what he desires, because if y'all both have different views on like expectations on like what the other one should do, nothing's going to get done and everyone's just going to start resenting each other because like if you're expecting him to do the dishes after you cook and he has no idea that that's what you expect from him, he might not even mind doing the dishes, but he has no idea that that's like something that you would even want him to do, which guys,
that's something we like.
Something we like is you cleaning the dishes after we cook.
It's attractive, actually.
It's very attractive. If you just even like start, you could just like start doing one dish and I'll come over and help you and we could wash the dishes together.
Oh,
like
that reminds
you
me.
wash, I'll dry, and I'll put them away.
Woody last night, he had like an apron hanging and I'm like, oh, so you use your apron to cook? And he said, no, my grandma made that for me and I use that to wash the dishes. And I was like, wow, that's really hot.
He uses it like to dry the dishes off?
No,
or
like as he's
on?
washing dishes, he'll like put it on. Because you know sometimes like when you're washing, you'll get like water or like soap all over you. Yeah. So he'll put it on. I'm like, that is the cutest shit ever.
Maybe he'll do it naked for you next time.
Oh, that'd be really hot. I'm down for that.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I
feel like that's all the advice we can really give on this topic because I feel like that was pretty good.
We've never been married, so we don't know.
We've never been married, but we have been in relationships. However, I've never lived with a boyfriend.
Neither have I.
So I'm just...
I don't know about you, but like my brother, I lived with my brother, and it's not the same thing. But the shit he does...
It's definitely not the same thing.
It's things like, I feel like all of the guys in my life have done.
What are you talking about?
Like just shit I've noticed, like not just... things that he does.
Be specific.
For example, he'll make himself a fucking sandwich, take one bite, and then just fucking leave it there. He'll open a soda, take one sip, and just leave it on the counter. It annoys the fucking shit out of me. Yeah. I'm like, can you not finish your drink? Is there something wrong with you?
I feel like that's just a teenage boy thing.
Probably.
I feel like he's just young and doesn't know how to take care of himself yet.
Probably. I did read that men don't reach mature age till like 42. 43.
Something crazy like that.
Fuck.
Like, okay, I'm upping my age on Bumble to 43.
Finding me a sugar daddy.
I did actually up my age to like 35. Because I feel like all the guys my age are just in it to fucking win it. Like, not in a way that I want to win it.
How do I find... Oh, I upped my age to 29.
Okay, that's not bad for you. I mean, you're 23.
I always go... It's between 24 and 29. I could go up one more and go to 30.
In 2 weeks, I'm going to have to up my age to 27.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about you, but I don't like to date guys my age.
I mean, I should probably just up it to 28 at this point right now. I'll do it. I'll do it. So, anyways, back on the topic of my birthday, just a reminder.
In case you guys didn't hear.
Just a reminder, we're looking for suggestions on what I should do to celebrate in Dallas, or, I mean, I don't really mind going to Fort Worth. If there's any cool events going on out there. DFW area really is, I'm sure there's stuff going on.
Yeah, just DM us, email us, contact us any way or form you enjoy.
All right, we have to pick our next topic.
Woo, drum roll.
All right, I'll do the drum roll. You shake it. Oh. Hopefully it's a good one. Ooh, I almost got two. My sister, she says that she's the best sister ever. And her topic is college. Anything and everything that we can provide to her. She is a very new, recent SFA freshman, and so she needs all the advice that she can get.
All right.
And to all the other freshmen out there, and all the other juniors and seniors and sophomores.
Yes.
I did that out of order, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
All right, so that'll be our topic next time. I think we only need to do one because I feel like there's going to be like a lot.
Too many.
Well, I feel like there's going to be a lot that we need to cover on this.
Yeah.
There's a lot you need to know about college before you even go into it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you ready?
We're not doing another one, are we?
Oh, I thought you said two.
I said I thought we were just going to do this one.
I thought you said two.
You were not even listening to us.
I was not.
Do you want me to pick another one just in case we need to do another one?
Just in case.
All right, just in case. This
is not a promise that we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, if we can't figure out anything to say about college to last us a hot second, then we'll talk about whatever I
don't know why I'm closing my eyes.
And then this will be the next topic.
Need help?
Yeah, help me.
This is Tammy. Tam Bam. Petty things you've done or pet peeves.
Ooh.
This is good. This would be like a good like.
I'm gonna have to think on that one.
I've
got a pretty good list, but yeah, we can talk about that one next time if we run out of things to talk about college. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be talking about next time. So make sure to tune in. I hope you guys enjoyed this pretty deep
this was really deep, guys.
This really deep episode. I know that, talking about divorce and
it's not
freaking
fun.
Your parents dying, and that's not a good,
It's not a fun topic.
It's not a fun topic, but it is something. It
is adulting, guys.
That is very relevant, and yeah, especially like with your parents getting older and like. You're really going to have to figure out how to adult by yourself.
No one told you that shit. No one tells you, like, oh, by the way, when
your mom tried to tell you when you were younger, and you didn't want to listen to her.
When?
When she was like, well, what are you going to do when I'm not here?
And I would just tell her, be quiet, I don't want to know.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. You're going to live forever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's very it's a hard conversation for us to even have what I think it's hard for us to even wrap our minds around that. We're we've gone through a lot, just us. I can't even imagine all the other circumstances out there.
Yeah.
Not any one circumstance is the same. It's crazy that everyone's life is so different, and everyone's circumstance is different. So this is just a reminder to be kind and put yourself in someone else's shoes before you judge them, because you don't know what they're going through, and you just need to really be nice to someone, to everyone, and good things will happen to you. Yeah. You will prosper, and you will live a great, healthy life.
Yeah, you pave your own path. Remember that. Is that the thing?
It's whatever this thing you want it to be.
Okay.
So, hopefully if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to us.
Follow us on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. I think we're available on like 6 other platforms. We're still working on Apple. We're getting there
one day.
We will get there, and we will let you know.
And if you don't already, make sure to follow us on Instagram at basicallyadulting247. And if you want to follow us, our personal pages on Instagram, mine is at Erin Waddell.
And mine, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to spell it out for them.
Go ahead.
It's just ErinWaddell.
And mine is at Miss Luisa Diaz, MSLuisadiaz.
You forgot how to spell your name?
Yes.
MSLuisadiaz.
All right.
Well, that's it for now. And make sure to tune in next time. We will talk to you later.
Stay young, y'all. Cheers.
Cheers.